Hello students, I'm going to teach you about the electrophoresis technique. First, introduction. Electrophoresis is a technique for separation of a charged particle under the influence of electric field. This technique helps in the analysis of biological molecules like DNA and proteins. The most important electrophoretic separation techniques of biological molecules are mainly dependent on the molecular weight of the molecule. Important biological molecules such as amino acids, peptides, proteins, nucleotides, and nucleic acids possess ionizable groups, and therefore at any given pH it exists in solution as an electrically charged species, either as cations or anions. Under the influence of an electric field, these charged particles will migrate either to the cathode or anode depending on the nature of the charged particle. In contrast to the proteins, which can have either a net positive or net negative charges, the nucleic acid have a consistent negative charge imparted by their phosphate backbone, and they migrate towards the anode. Electrophoresis is an effective analytical tool because it does not affect a molecule structure and it is highly sensitive to small differences in the molecular charge and size. Electrophoresis technique was first developed by Arne Tiselius and received Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1948. So now we come into the principle of electrophoresis technique. The fundamental principle behind electrophoresis is the existence of a charge separation between the surface of the particle and the fluid immediately surrounding it. A charged species during an electrophoresis is separated when a potential difference of voltage is applied across the electrodes, so it generates a potential gradient E, which is the applied voltage V divided by the distance d between the electrodes. When this potential gradient E is applied, the force on the molecule bearing a charge of Q coulombs is EQ Newton. So this force drives the charged molecule to move towards an electrode. However, there is a frictional resistance that retards the movement of this charged molecule. This frictional force is a measure of the hydrodynamic size of the molecule, the shape of the molecule, the pore size of the medium in which the electrophoresis is taking place, and the viscosity of the buffer. The velocity v of a charged molecule in an electric field is therefore given by the equation v is equal to EQ by F, where F is the frictional coefficient. The term electrophoretic mobility m of an ion is commonly used, which is the ratio of the velocity of the ion to the field strength, which is given by V by E. When the potential difference is applied, therefore, the molecules with different overall charges will begin to separate owing to their different electrophoretic mobilities. Even molecules with similar charges will begin to separate if they have a different molecular sizes, since they will experience different frictional forces. The separated samples are then located by staining with an appropriate dye or by autoradiography if the sample is radiolabeled. The current in the solution between the electrodes is conducted mainly by the buffer ions, a small proportion being conducted by the sample ions. So according to the Ohm's law expresses, it shows the relationship between current, voltage and resistance, which is given by the formula V is equal to IR. Therefore, acceleration of an electrophoretic separation by increasing the applied voltage would also result in a corresponding increase in the current flowing. The distance migrated by the ions will be proportional to both the currents and time. An important factor that can affect the electrophoretic separation is the phenomenon of electroosmotic flow, which is due to the presence of charged groups on the surface of the support medium. Generation of heat in electrophoresis instrumentation. During electrophoresis, The power W watts which is generated in supporting medium is given by W is equal to I square R. Heating in electrophoresis causes a decrease of buffer viscosity, hence a reduction in the resistance of the electrophoretic medium. Thermal instability of the samples that are either sensitive to heat may lead to the denaturation of the proteins and thus the loss of enzyme activity. Heat is dissipated from electrophoresis equipment by maximizing surface to volume ratio. Most electrophoresis is conducted in thin gels that is between 0.5 to 1.5 mm. The narrow cross-section also reduces the total current, although the current density which is ampere per centimeter square remains independent of scale. Next is media of electrophoresis. The media of gel electrophoresis can be either agarose or polyacrylamide depending on the purpose of the experiment. The agarose media are larger in pore size in comparison to acrylamide, therefore it is mainly used for the separation of larger molecules like DNA. On the other hand, the pore size of acrylamide is small, so that it is mainly used for the separation of biomolecules like proteins and nucleotides of smaller size like nucleotide of size below 100 base pair. Electrophoretic apparatus. The electrophoretic apparatus comprises of a power source, so mainly it is a DC current. It provides the electric field and the buffer tank in which the sample loaded gel are placed inside the buffer. So there are different types of electrophoresis technique, and depending upon the media used, the electrophoresis techniques can be divided into two types. First, the agarose gel electrophoresis. Second, polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Agarose gel electrophoresis. Agarose is a linear polysaccharide with an average relative molecular mass about 12,000 made up of a basic repeat unit agarobiose, which comprises alternating units of galactose and 3,6-N-hydrogalactose. The agarose portion extracted from agar is mainly uncharged, making it desirable for use as an electrophoresis matrix. It is mainly used in the separation of DNA or RNA molecule, and the separation is mainly based on the size of the molecule. Agarose is usually used in the concentration between 0.5 to 3% according to the needs. Preparation of an agarose gel. An agarose gel is prepared by heating a combination of agarose and buffer until the solid is dissolved. The buffer used here is mainly TAE, is tris acetate EDTA buffer, or TBE, tris borate EDTA buffer. The solution is let to cool before adding the standing dye and then pour into a gel casting apparatus and allowed to gel. The gelling properties are attributed to both inter- and intramolecular hydrogen bonding within and between the long agarose chains. The pore size in the gel is controlled by the initial concentration of agarose. First is the large pore size, which are formed from the low concentration, and smaller pore size are formed from the higher concentrations. Once the gel is set, it is put in the buffer tank of the gel electrophoresis apparatus, where it is connected to the power pack, which will give the electric field. The most commonly used stain for detecting DNA or RNA is ethidium bromide. Ethidium bromide is a DNA intercalator inserting itself into the spaces between the base pair of the double helix. Ethidium bromide possesses UV absorbance maxima at 300 to 360 nanometer. Additionally, it can absorb energy from nucleotides excited by absorbance of 260 nanometer radiation. It yields low background and a detection limit of 1 to 5 nanogram per band. The major drawback of ethidium bromide is that it is a potent mutagen. Another important gel standing dye is gel red, which is non-hazardous. Advantage of agarose electrophoresis. The advantage of agarose electrophoresis are as follows. First, it requires no additive or cross-linkers for polymerization. It has low melting temperature of about 60 to 65 degrees Celsius. It is non-hazardous, and low concentration of gels are relatively sturdy. and it is inexpensive. Agarose gels are used for the electrophoresis for both the proteins and nucleic acids. For proteins, the pore size of 1% agarose are large relative to the sizes of the proteins. They are therefore used in flatbed isoelectric focusing, where the proteins are required to move unhindered in the gel. Agarose gels have a large range of separation but relatively low resolving power. By varying the concentration of agarose, fragments of DNA from about 200 to 50,000 base pair can be separated using standard electrophoretic techniques. Disadvantage of agarose electrophoresis: due to poor elasticity of agarose gels, problems of removing them from small tubes persist. Gel electrophoresis is generally low throughput, so does not produce the data rapidly. So the next important gel is the polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. It is mainly used for the separation of smaller size biomolecules like proteins in DNA or small size to increase the resolution of separation. Polymerization of acrylamide monomer forms cross-linked polyacrylamide gels in the presence of N,N'-methylene bis-acrylamide. The polymerization of acrylamide is an example of free radical catalysis and is initiated by the addition of ammonium sulfate and the base N,N'-tetramethylamine, which we usually call TEMED, TEMED. Oxygen removes the free radicals, and therefore all gel solutions are usually degassed by placing under vacuum to remove the loosely dissolved air before used. Acrylamide gels are defined in terms of the total percentage of acrylamide present, and the pore size in the gel can be varied by changing the concentrations of both acrylamide and bis-acrylamide. Acrylamide gels can be made with a content of between 3% and 30% acrylamide. Some of the examples of polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis are: number 1, SDase page. Proteins are separated according to the molecular sieving properties of the gel. The smaller protein, the more easily it can pass through the pores of the gels, whereas large proteins are successively retarded by frictional resistance due to the sieving effect of the gels. Samples are boiled for 5 minutes in sample buffer containing beta-mercaptoethanol and SDS, which we call sodium dodecyl sulfate, before running in SDS page to denature the protein. The mercaptoethanol reduces the disulfide bond present in the protein molecule, and the SDS binds strongly to and denatures the protein. The mercaptoethanol reduces the disulfide bond present in the protein molecule, and the SDS binds strongly to and denatures the protein. As SDS is an anionic detergent, it gives the protein molecule an overall negative charge and helps in the migration of it from the cathode to anode during electrophoresis. The original native charge on the molecule is therefore completely replaced by the negatively charged SDS molecules. Native gel electrophoresis. This method is mainly used to analyze the protein in their native stage without denaturing them. Example, enzyme XA, etc. In this case, it is necessary to use non-denaturing conditions. In native or buffer gels, polyacrylamide gels are again used, normally a 7.5% gel, but the SDS is absent and the proteins are not denatured before loading. Since all the proteins in the sample being analyzed carry their native charge at the pH of the gel, normally pH 8.7, proteins separate according to the different electrophoretic mobilities and the sieving effects of the gel. Conclusions. Electrophoresis technique is a powerful technique, and high resolution of electrophoresis has made it an important tool in the achievement of biochemistry, biotechnology, molecular biology, microbiology, forensic and medical science. Variations of this methodology are being used for DNA sequencing and fingerprinting. isolating active biological factors associated with diseases such as cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, myelomas, and leukemia, and establishing the immunological reactions between individual compounds.